What an absolutely beautiful day. I knew it was going to be a nice day, but last time I came down here, when we were walking back, there was a nightingale in this bush, and there was a group of about 10, 15 photographers and bird watchers just trying to get a sight of it. It is quite windy. Oh, look. There's quite a few butterflies along here. Look, it's just going. Those are beautiful. Yeah, it's quite a few. See, butterflies are one of those things. As a kid growing up, I always remember, because I grew up in a little village, and I always remember being loads of butterflies everywhere. And obviously, I've moved to a town now, so I don't see them as much. But even when I'm in the countryside, I don't see them as much as I used to when I was a kid. Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we're on my I've got my week of annual leave, and we've already been up to Benton Cliffs. And obviously I said I was going to come down to Lakenheath Fen, so I've come down to Lakenheath Fen today. Really looking forward to it. Absolutely beautiful weather. It's like 9:30 and it's already sweltering hot. But yeah, I've come down here in a search of hopefully I'd like to see some hobbies. So hobbies have been spotted at Mere Hyde. So we're going to take a wander around there and have a look in Mere Hyde and see if we get any luck today. And I think that's the thing, right? I think there's always an element of luck in what we do, because it's wildlife at the end of the day. We can research it as much as we want. We can study their habitats. We can study their behaviours. But on any given day, they'll do what they want. So it is literally, you probably saw a thumbnail on my Benton video with a puffin jumping off a cliff. It is literally being in the right place at the right time. So, but yeah, let's crack on round. I'm not expecting to see too much on the way round because it is, I don't know if you can hear it, it is really windy. But yeah, let's take a little travel up to the next hide and see if we see anything on the way. Cool. Oh, it's up on the tree. I'll get an angle on it. There's a ditch here, so I don't want to fall off into the ditch. That's really cool. So yeah, the reed warbler, I just saw it dive down. It's on top of one of the reeds there, came along, and it just came and landed right in his bush. I love warblers. Could not have picked a better day for this. I think the only dragonfly. I think the only downside to this site is you can't get in before 9 o'clock. And as you guys know, I like to get here early. Get all of the hustle and bustle at dawn. And obviously when the sunrise is at 4:30 in the morning at the moment and you can't get in until 9, you have inadvertently missed a lot of the action. But still, that doesn't take anything away from this site. It is still an absolutely stunning site. I mean, the habitat that's provided here for the wildlife is just phenomenal. But yeah, let's carry on up. So up here is where it all opens up, and this is normally where you'll see your marsh harriers and things like that. See, I've always liked this log here, but obviously it's a tree that's been felled or fallen over. And I've always imagined catching a few birds. Whoa, 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 what we got over there? That was quick. Thing is, it was just behind a tree, so I didn't really have much chance to see anything. So I just stopped off at the first hide location. I don't normally see a lot there. It's normally your ducks, sometimes grebes, or your coots and your moorhens and whatnot. So, and obviously it's a really good viewpoint because normally this is where, because it looks out over all of the reed beds. So that's normally where you collar the marsh harriers and such. But we're gonna trek on down to Mere Hyde now, so we can get set up there and stay there for a couple of hours and see what shows up. All right. But yeah, come on. Ah, dragonfly. That's a big one. Yeah, so I'm just taking a bit of a breather at the moment because it's really hot walking at the moment. It's only like 10 o'clock and it feels like it's 24 degrees already. And the problem is when you're out trying to take photographs in warm conditions, there's two things that you're contending with, right? With the heat, you've got the heat haze, which makes focusing sometimes nigh on impossible. And then obviously when it's still hot for us, it's still hot for the animals. Wildlife goes and sits in the shade, so you don't see as much. But I'm holding out when we get up to the water because I just took a photo of an amazing dragonfly, which shows that they're out and about. So I'm hoping that's going to be some prime breakfast for some hobbies. But yeah, we're gonna go up to Mere Hyde now. God, the sun's really bright, and see if we've got anything up there. So, however, there's loads of geese up here with babies, so I might get eaten. Let's see. So normally I'd say the best thing with geese is to walk right past them, but when they kind of spread out across the middle, it's kind of hard because I can't walk around the side of them. So we're just going to try and walk around the middle of them, walk through the middle of them, and see if we get attacked. There's a load of geese here, load of babies. Come on, chop chop. Oh. If you've ever been bitten by geese, you know. A goose. Yeah. They've got really nasty teeth. A couple of people coming out. Right. not the only one here. Oh, is that shut off now? That's the normally he's just walked down there, but we've closed it off. So I thought I'd just stop quickly, just to catch up. So we got up into Merehyde, where we were hoping to see the hobbies. Super busy there, like every seat was taken, and I had to wait like 25 minutes for a seat. Didn't saw a quick glimpse of a hobby, but it was literally its backside as it flew off. Quick glimpse of a bittern, but got some footage of egret, an egret, and the amazing thing I was watching this egret doing was, so obviously there's dragonflies absolutely everywhere, and this egret was like sticking its beak up in the air and it was catching the dragonflies out of the air and eating them. Absolutely amazing. I've never seen an egret do that before, so that was wicked. But no, that was really cool. And then we decided to walk up to the last viewpoint on the reserve. Sat there for a while, which was really cool. Met up with a gentleman called Joe. He's another YouTuber. He's got his own wildlife YouTube, which I'll pop a link into the description. Definitely worth checking out his channel. But we sat there for about 40 minutes just chatting. We had a bittern fly by, so we got some cool shots with a bittern. We saw marsh harrier briefly in the distance, heron, buzzard flew by. So, and it's one of those days, right? It's where I said when we came in, it's really hot, so it kind of drives the birds down anyway, seeking shade, and obviously it's quite windy as well, so obviously that's affected the smaller birds. So we're just walking back now alongside the river. I'm hoping that normally this is where I like to see the stone chats and everything when I get a little bit further on, but with the wind today, I don't know if we're going to see anything. But let's carry on back round to the car, see if we capture anything on our way back, and we'll see how it goes. Right, we made it back to the car. A really nice walk back. Didn't really see much on the way back, apart from the suspected garden warbler / reed warbler. We'll find out what they are when we get home and we get them on a big screen, so we can ID them. But I mean, in terms of Lakenheath Fen, wasn't a bad day out. We saw a fair bit. We didn't get to see. We saw a glimpse of a hobby, which is primarily what we came here for. But got a really cool shot of a bittern, which was flying off over in front of us when we were at the end of a reserve. So overall, and it was like speaking to Joe, like as I said, I sat down there for about 45 minutes and just chatting, and as I said, look, it's not been the most productive of days in terms of seeing what I wanted to see. However, what would the alternative be? I would have been sat at home watching something on Netflix that I've probably seen 1,000 times before. So it was a really good feeling to get out. But yeah, I'm going to get the air conditioning on because I'm sweltering in here, and head home. But look, guys, as always, look, thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, see you later. Bye bye.